Hi everyone, it is Dr. Tanya here, and I'm here today to talk to you about creating a spiritual practice. I think that there's a lot in the world that doesn't make sense, and that the way to make sense of the world is to create meaning in your life. And a lot of people don't really know what that looks like. What does it look like to create meaning? So I'm here to share with you a little bit today what I do to create meaning in my life. And if that speaks to you, then please incorporate it. I really relate to nature, and I relate to many indigenous practices that are about staying close to the earth, that we're all related. There's a phrase in many Native American tribes which means all my relations, which means that we are all related, and that problems come when there's separation, when we forget that we're all related. And it's not just that we're related to other humans, but we're related to all other beings. We're related to animals and plants and the sky and the sun and the stars and the moon and the earth and the rocks, and that everything is alive, and that we are related to all of it, and therefore we can't separate ourselves from it and take ourselves out as if we are different or better than or less than. This way of looking at life, to me, makes the most sense. That sort of going back to my ancestral roots, going back to indigenous teachings, going back to the land and nature and living simply, living as a family, as a community, loving each other and taking care of each other. And also that there's this sense of balance, that when you take something from somebody, that you need to give them something in return. And same thing with the earth, that it's important to live a life that creates sustainability, that if you take something from the earth, that you give back to the earth, that you don't just take it without thought. And these kinds of lessons are really very simple lessons that children understand. And there's something about our society that makes us unlearn these very simple, basic lessons that create so much meaning and make the world make sense again. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about creating a spiritual practice. And what I mean by that is getting connected to how you bring meaning in your life, what's important to you, what makes you feel like you're in your center. So one of the things that makes me feel in my center is when I create what I call an altar, which is I put things around me that make me feel good, that are important to me, that have meaning to me. Another thing that I like to do is to pray. And for those of you that don't believe in any other being out there, then I say look at prayer as an affirmation, as a statement of what you want to bring into your life, what is true for you, how you want your life to be, how you want to leave your mark in the world with clean language and thinking and thought and heart. So the way I create my altar is I always like to put a red cloth down, because a teacher told me once that red is good for containing spiritual power. It's sort of a boundary,